The 21st week of the year, an exciting week for the country, one in which a senator gave the president a very public lecture.
Your Excellency, your security structure is defective.
We got to learn a new word.
Githu Muigai is a mortician.
And a certain group showed the rest of us what they've been studying for the last...
By the way, a course in running battles with the police university, how long does it take?
6 months.
6 months. Okay, thanks. We take it from the top.
And a certain group showed the rest of us what they've been studying for the last 6 months. It was a lovely Saturday afternoon. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, and the sky was clear. The perfect weather to hold a party. And Bungoma Governor Ken Lusaka did exactly that. He invited everyone, including the president. And this guy, the matador, or he who fights and kills the bull. All was going well. People danced and laughed until the matador stood to speak and went all commando on the president.
Kwa nini umekataa kuachisha kazi wale ambao wanasimamia usalama kila siku? Bomb Kikomba, bomb Mombasa, bomb Likoni, bomb everywhere.
The smiles suddenly disappeared. I wonder what he was thinking at this time.
Jana umetueleza ni kwa nini umeamua kulipa pesa ya Anglo Leasing. Na tumesikia.
All right, let's pause this thing right there. I'm sure you've asked yourself, what is this Anglo Leasing thing? Well, it's a very complicated issue, but we'll try and sum it up. To do that, however, we need to go back, way back, to this guy. Remember him? He of Mavia Kuku fame? So, during his time as president, it was discovered that the government ordered for a few things. Okay, several things. Whether we needed them or not is a story for another day. Anywho, the government ordered for the things. Some were delivered, some were not. Some that were delivered were not very good. We paid for some that we were happy with and refused to pay for the rest. The people we refused to pay were not very happy, so they ran to court. We apparently didn't put up a very good defense, and the court said pay up with interest. So here we are, paying up. Got it?
Say what?
Yeah, I get that feeling too sometimes.
Mheshimiwa Rais, unajua wewe ulikuwa mwenyekiti wa public accounts na ukaniwachia mimi na nikawa mwenyekiti wa public accounts. What you said I read, what you said I heard, and what I said you know.
Yeye ako na uhuru wa kuongea na kusema yale ambaye angependa kusema. Hakuna mtu atamfunga mdomo, aendelee kusema.
Sisi wote tulisema kwamba kulipa pesa ya Anglo Leasing ni kinyume ya sheria, because you will be paying for projects that were never delivered on the ground.
Having read several documents, this guy had finally realized whose fault it was for getting us into this mess of paying all that money.
And the pressure that I am putting especially on the state law office is that they must up their game.
Now, if the president accuses you of not doing your job, you defend yourself. You adjust your sitting position. You produce documents. You point fingers if you need to.
Of course, Treasury knew, because Treasury had been involved all along. And of course, Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission knew.
It might get you confused and even leave you speechless at times.
How then were we to prove corruption?
Then you drop the bombshell.
The patient died on the operating table a long time ago. Githu Muigai is a mortician.
No, he was a surgeon in this particular case.
But then comes the lawyer's head boy. As you can see, he's not a very happy man. He thinks that our friend here needs to go home and rear chicken or quails for sleeping on his job.
But when you investigate that judgment from London court, you see negligence on the part of the Attorney General.
Clearly, we need to find the people who are responsible for this Anglo Leasing mess, which brings me to tinted windows. The police are right, you know. We need to get rid of all these dark-colored windows. Otherwise, how are police ever going to know whether the Anglo Leasing thieves are in here? Are you in there? See what I mean?
And speaking of thievery, this group feels that the current group that is running the country has been stealing the truth from Kenyans.
Laptops for school children, nothing. A digitalized government, nothing.
And if telling them using words does not work, then there's always another option.
No, this constitution was brought by demonstrations. and it will be defended by demonstration. We have professional demonstrators here. Jim Norengo is here.
Yes, demonstrations, a noble experience for any true patriot. Like these patriots. In their defense, they did give a warning the day before.
Keep your vehicles off the roads that will be used by students.
Our voice tomorrow shall be loud.
And loud they were. But isn't that what passion is all about? I mean, if you really don't want to pay extra school fees, this is what you do, right?
I've ran. I've hurt my head, my leg. So right now, the university are still confronting with the police force. And when you look at the matter in a criminological perspective, it's really, really worsening the situation of the country as I speak. Because there's a lot of insecurity. This effort should be directed to the Al-Shabaab.
So, whose fault was it that people got arrested and cars got stoned?
Githu Muigai is a mortician.
No, he was a surgeon in this particular case.
Wilson Buru for KTN's Book the Week.